Continuing now on Newsmax Prime. In focus tonight, the politics of Twitter. How the social website has accelerated rapid response into instant insults. Miranda Kahn has more.
JD, when it comes to Twitter takedowns, there have been some epic battles this political season, perhaps even a few knockouts. But this latest match has both competitors going mano a mano. Donald Trump and Elizabeth Warren began their political punching on air.
She's a goofus.
He is a business loser.
But now the two have taken to social media and what's become an all-out Twitter brawl. Coming in with a left hook, Elizabeth Warren. Do you think you're going to shut us up at real Donald Trump? Think again. It's time to answer for your dangerous ideas. Not to be outdone, Donald Trump threw this right jab. I hope corrupt Hillary Clinton chooses goofy Elizabeth Warren as a running mate. I will defeat them both. Goofy Elizabeth Warren and her phony Native American heritage are on a Twitter rant. She is too easy. I'm driving her nuts. And the rounds continue. So who's the winner of this match? Many Trump supporters give this one to the Donald, saying Elizabeth Warren's tweets only solidified his message. JD, back to you.
Interesting report, Miranda, and thank you for not tweeting me on that. And while tweets are important here, telephone calls are also important, and it's worth noting that as our program continues live tonight, wherever you're watching, whatever you're doing, pick up the phone and call in. Call us at 1-877-NEWSMAX. That's 1-877-639-7629. Now, there is other news worth noting and discussing, and to do so, we're pleased to be joined from Newsmax Washington by former Treasury Department official Howard Schweitzer. Howard's now a managing partner at Cozen O'Connor Public Strategies. And here with me on the anchor desk, Glen, former chief of staff to Congressman Walter B. Jones of North Carolina. Mindful of the story, gentlemen, that Miranda just reported on at the beginning of this segment, it's a safe bet that President Obama isn't all a Twitter with delight in the wake of a major victory for the House GOP. This, as a federal judge rules today, that the Obama administration has been improperly funding Obamacare through subsidies, which allow cost-sharing reduction payments to insurers without the sign-off from Congress. These subsidies are paid to insurance companies so they can reduce out-of-pocket costs, such as deductibles for low-income people on Obamacare plans, but it's coming out of our pocket, and again, Congress did not vote on that. It was just done, the executive action. So the judge rules against it, but she also stayed her ruling so the administration can appeal the decision. But Glen, since you're fresh off Capitol Hill, how big of a victory is this for a somewhat embattled House GOP?
Well, it's the first victory they've had for a while in Obamacare, and then the history of these things has been overturned sometimes in higher court decisions, so we'll see how this plays. But Congress did authorize this program, but it was never funded, and that's really what the issue was about, was could the administration just appropriate funds that Congress had not appropriated, and the federal court today said no.
Howard, let me turn to you. Do you say yes to this federal judge's decision, or do you take a different point of view?
Well, JD, it's a big hit for the Obama administration. There's no doubt about it. It's election season. And this is it's a significant decision at a significant time. It's the president's signature policy achievement, and it's a big deal, but we know it's going to be appealed, and anything can happen in the higher courts.
Well, let us go to the telephones, and we go to the Commonwealth of Virginia, specifically to Marion, Virginia, and that is where James is waiting to talk to us. Hi, James.
Hey.
Welcome to the program tonight. I understand you have some comments on the preceding segment in terms of Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, what I like to say is if she's an American soldier, she'd never been court-martialed and forgot about. Or just an ordinary American citizen, they'd be in jail.
Well, you know, James, as you make that argument, I think, Glen Downs, when we think about Hillary Clinton's case, the name that so often comes up is General David Petraeus. And what went on with classified information, sharing it with an autobiographer with
that
whom
was
he
on
had a
a
relationship.
non-secured server as well.
Yeah.
So obviously just like Animal Farm. It's on an animal farm, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. So what Hillary Clinton has done, but from the facts and circumstances we know about now, is more serious than what General Petraeus did. And he obviously was sharing classified information with a paramour of his on a non-classified server. But what Hillary's done is more significant than that. But the question will be, is the rule of law, is justice really going to be blind? We'll see if the FBI does recommend criminal indictments, or a criminal case at least be brought against Mrs. Clinton, and whether the Justice Department is equal in applying the law or not.
Howard, let me turn to you on this. There's kind of a related matter that's come up in the way that Washington works, mindful of Glen's analogy to Animal Farm. Some more printed material, or I guess you can find it online now. The Washington Post, Bob Woodward, said they've dedicated 20 reporters to checking into every nook and cranny of Donald Trump's life. But with this story about Hillary Clinton going on, shouldn't the Post be devoting at least that much manpower to Hillary's situation?
Well, JD, on this, Hillary is obviously much more of a known commodity than Donald Trump. She's been in the spotlight for forever and a day. She's been in public life forever, and I think they've already done a lot of the due diligence they need to do on her, but I'm sure the Post has a significant number of people looking at her as well. You know, I don't think it's out of bounds to have a huge number of reporters looking at somebody we're just getting to know from this perspective. And for Trump, since when does he turn down free media? So you've
right,
got 20 reporters. I'm sure he'll like that.
It would be huge. Yeah, we understand that. Point well taken, Howard. Let's go back to our phones, and we welcome in from Ohio, Jim. Jim, welcome to Newsmax Prime.
Thank you, JD. I have only been listening to Newsmax for just a few months here now, maybe since Christmas, but I appreciate what you guys are doing.
And we're grateful to have you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I'm all for Trump. He's not perfect, but I haven't met anybody that's perfect in my lifetime anyway. So I don't think he is. He is far closer to being perfect than Hillary is, though. As most of several of your people have said tonight, Hillary should be in jail. And you or I would be if we did anything even close to what she has done.
Well, I hear you, and I appreciate your perspective, Jim. Let me turn back to Howard, Newsmax, Washington. This notion that the Clintons are a protected political class, that nothing will come of this because Mr. Obama will turn to Loretta Lynch and she'll say, no, whatever the FBI finds, we're not going to take it forward. Is that an unfair assessment in your mind, Howard?
Look, I think the FBI director has said, who's a Republican, by the way, has said that they're conducting a fair and thorough investigation. And until we get the results and have reason to think otherwise, I think you take them at their word. The president, I think, has run what's basically a fairly scandal-free administration. So I don't think here at the end he's looking to deal with a scandal. So I think let's let the results come out and see where we go from there.
All right, fair enough. I think some of us might differ with that a little bit. Let's get back to the phones, though. Checking in tonight from Delaware, we've got Joseph on the line. Hi, Joseph. Welcome to Newsmax Prime.
Hello. How you doing?
Fine, sir. Go right ahead, Joseph. Yep.
My comment is, what everybody's saying, she should be locked up in jail. And if a Republican would do it, you'll hear them all over the news where people would say that they're racist and stuff. But since it's on the other side, I think that she should be, to me, locked up because she did things against, the law.
Well, Joseph, you mentioned something in Glen Downs, since we are of a certain age, and we recall growing up in high school with Watergate.
Right.
The just almost, it seemed like the glee of the Washington press corps going after Dick Nixon, not to excuse misconduct, but the press seems to be a bit more reticent when it comes to the case of Mrs. Clinton.
Well, there's no question. Listen, obviously the mainstream media is, for the most part, somewhat left of center. Sometimes radically left of center, sometimes just a little bit left of center. And so they bring, I think probably today more than in the recent past, or at least in our memory, there has been their personal biases, I think, do more impact what it is they cover and don't cover. So when you do have a Clinton scandal, for example, there'll be a brief coverage of it, and then they say, we've covered that. But something that would get 20 days of coverage against a Republican will end up getting 20 minutes of coverage against a Democrat, and they say we've covered the stories on both sides, and therefore it's equivalent. But it doesn't sit with
well,
all
it's
people.
interesting you should mention time. Glen Downs here on the anchor desk, and Howard Schweitzer, first visit from Newsmax Washington. Sir, we thank you very much. We're going to take more of your calls in just a few minutes. When we come back, Romney McDaniel on her Uncle Mitt and the things he's been saying lately. Stay with us.